అడిగి గుంటూరు విజయవాడ 43-45 అట్లా.
Hi team, good evening. You guys are able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, good meeting.
I'll give a moment for people to join. We'll start in a minute. I'll just give people a minute to join. Okay, I think we have a good number of audience here. Okay, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. And maybe I think we'll go around the room and maybe in the alphabetical order. And you can introduce yourself. And so please let me know if you add your experience and what is your expectation from this course. Yeah, that would be helpful. Maybe we'll start in the alphabetical order. I could see maybe you want to start with Gautam. Yeah, so please introduce yourself and then what is your expectation from this
Hey,
course?
hi, Isha. Gautam here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, hi. Yeah, I have total 10 years of experience into IT and I'm looking for a change. Right now, I am into support. So I just wanted to switch my technology. So that's the reason I'm here today.
Okay, thank you. Should we go to Hanuchand? Yeah, please introduce yourself and what is your expectation from this course, Hanuchand, if you are online.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Swapna. I have more than 10 years of experience in IT, and currently I'm working on Salesforce automation with Prover. So I want to enhance my skills in Copado robotic testing. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, maybe I just will leave the floor open. Anybody who wants to go next.
Hey, hi team.
Hi,
Myself, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Hanuchan. Currently, I'm working as a Salesforce test engineer. Coming to my end, I have a total 6+ years into the IT industry. So, in that, including 4+ years of his experience into the Salesforce manual testing. So, I'm looking for a change to manual to automation. Thank you, team.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Rajursi Mondal. Total, I have 7 years of experience in Salesforce testing in Service Cloud and the Sales Cloud. So currently, I'm looking for the Copado robotics testing, so enhance my skill set and with the automation skill. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kotai. I'm a manual tester in CRM Dynamics. Right now, I'm looking for a job. They are asking Salesforce, so I'm new to Salesforce. So I thought this course will help me to know Salesforce and automation on that. So that's my expectation of this course. I'm very new to Salesforce. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, thanks,
Hi,
Gauri.
hi everyone. I'm Jyotsna. I'm an automation engineer and I hold experience into Playwright and then also with the Selenium with Java. And this is new platform for me. So I just wanted to explore this Copado platform. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Praveen. I'm a Salesforce test lead. I have 7 years of work experience and I'm looking for Copado robotic automated testing to enhance my skills. Thank you.
Hey all, I'm Vikrant. So I have around 7+ years experience in the Salesforce. So I would just switch from manual.
Mhm. Okay, who else? Anybody wants to go next?
Hi, my name is Srinivas. I have more than 10 years of experience in testing, mostly into Salesforce. I want to learn this Copado to move to switch to different roles.
Okay, thanks, Srini. Anybody wants to go with their intro? Yeah, Gauri, you have any questions?
Yeah. Um, is this courses for, I mean, only for the people who know Salesforce can pick it up, or people who don't know Salesforce also can, be able to join this course?
Okay, I've just got that request to add the Salesforce content to my course. So we'll be covering also Salesforce as a topic who are new to Salesforce because not everybody has Salesforce experience. So we are adding that content as well. The basics, whatever you need to learn Copado, so that Salesforce basics will be covered.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the main thing I was expecting on the course. Yeah.
Makes sense, makes sense.
And also, Nuswa, this course is from the scratch. Basically, if someone don't have Copado robotic testing knowledge, and even you know that it is a paid tool, so after the course, user you can practice the Copado robotic testing hands-on, or what kind of that?
Yeah, we'll cover those details in the call. I'm definitely covering those details because that is one of the key information, right? That anybody will look. Yeah, we'll cover that information in this session.
Yeah, please.
Sure.
And what is your good name? Like it is Anusha?
Okay, this is an organizer-led meeting. So I'm like, I can be known as Medha, right? So
Medha.
that's what the introduction says, Medha. But yeah, I mean, this is an organizer meeting that we have joined so that the recording happens.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering like what name to address you. That's why. Okay, thank you.
You call me Medha. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll get the session started. I think we are good here. If anybody wants to go last round, wants to introduce yourself. Okay, I think this is good. We can start. I'm sharing my screen. So let me know once you guys are able to see my screen. You guys are able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you're able to see the Copado robotic testing, right?
Yes. Now,
Yeah, so thank you so much for making your time today. And so I'm genuinely very excited about this session, about what we are going to explore. It's definitely going to fundamentally shift the way you think about test automation, right? So Welcome to Copado Robotic Testing Training Program. And the mode of delivery is live or online, and duration is 8+ weeks. Considering it is 8+, right? Because there are few back and forth session. We want this session to be really useful to you. Make yourself comfortable with Copado, right? So let's see what we have in agenda for today, right? So this will cover most of your question. First, we'll get to know what is Copado and Copado AI intelligence, because AI is trending everywhere. You would have heard the hype. I think it's very tough to keep up the pace, the speed at which AI is going, and we need to really know a lot. So Copado, being an end-to-end DevOps platform, has a lot of AI features integrated, and I'm really excited to explain all of that in this course. And we'll also see what is CRT, right? This what is our main focus of the training program, Copado Robotic Testing. And if you're new here, people who know already about Copado will know about Quentinal. I'm sure you will. It's not just about I don't want this to be very theoretical, like any other training session. I want to really give you some new information, new insight, how this can, what is the history of Copado, what is an origin of Copado from this course, how CRT works, how traditional automation versus CRT, what is the difference, 9 testing dimensions I'm going to tell you today, key tools and keyword libraries. What is your career and market landscape, right? Like how much you can expect salaries with this learning Copado, and course structure, detailed syllabus we will cover, and any prerequisites, logistics, whatever we want to discuss, we'll take it, and key takeaway and the next steps. So there is a lot to cover. Feel free to stop me if you have any questions anytime. I want this really to be interactive. If you do not get, or if you want me to repeat anything, I'm happy to do that. So let's get this started. So what is Copado, right? This is #1 native end-to-end DevOps platform, purposely built for Salesforce. And it's a native end-to-end DevOps platform, right? So when I say native here, which means that it directly runs on the Copado platform. So there are zero integration headaches, native security compliance is there, and seamless metadata awareness happens. Think of Copado as an orchestration layer, right? That from planning your user story and sprints through building and developing in your sandbox environment to testing, which is our focus, and releasing through CI/CD pipeline and operating at a scale in production. The 5 pillars you see here, right? The plan, build, test, release, and operate. Anywhere, any Copado you go, any site you go, you will see this, because Copado is a DevOps product, right? And we are focusing on the testing part of it. So I want you to have that understanding first. And let's see how Copado lifecycle, the whole DevOps lifecycle happens. You see on the left side is your development phases, where it starts with user story, planning, build, commit, test. You have CRT and automation, and package and validate. On the right side, you have this operations, right, where you have deploy, operate, monitor, and feedback. And in the heart of it, you have all of the AI-powered DevOps agents, Copado agents you have. Let's get more into this. I think this is something that you can take away from this course from today for sure, that Copado has a lot of products, right? Yeah, I think for people who know already, they will know a lot about it. But I want to give this understanding first. When somebody asks you that, okay, have you worked on Copado? Do you know Copado? So your first question back should be, what Copado product are you talking about? Right? So this is the suite that you see here, Copado product suite. You have Copado CI/CD, right? This includes Copado Express, which is your metadata and SFTX source format pipelines with Git integration. So this is mainly used for Salesforce deployment. So Copado is a Salesforce deployment tool first, right? Where you want to transfer your data from one org to the other. You build your pipeline, you configure your orgs, you move metadata from one part to the other. So that is what this particular Copado CI/CD does. The second product that they have is Copado Robotic Testing and Copado Explorer. This is a standalone product, right? It can be also integrated with Copado CI/CD, but Copado Robotic Testing is a standalone product. It is 100% cloud native, low code, AI-powered test automation on robot framework. That is why it is called robotic testing, right? We'll talk a lot about this robot framework with keyword libraries. We will also see what is keyword and what is library means. This exclusively covers your web, Salesforce, SAP, and mobile application testing. And the third product that you see here is Copado Essentials, which means this is a simple, affordable DevOps for small teams, because sometimes people who have known Copado will know that the license cost is a lot, right? But this is for a small team. They have this package, which like one-click deploy, and they can just use the minimal, like a subset of CI/CD, you can say this Essentials. Fourth product we are talking about is Copado AI platform, which is really a big hit in the market. They have their 5 AI agents: plan agent, build agent, test agent, release agent, and operate agent. Each of these agents have their own capability. As the word say, I think we already just saw what is planning, building, testing, releasing, and operating in DevOps lifecycle, right? So this platform is a separate platform. And the last product we are talking about is Copado add-ons and extension. This is something inside, like a value add or an extension to the existing Copado that the teams can add, such as Compliance Hub, Data Deploy, Value Stream Maps, Government Cloud, and DevOps Exchange Marketplace. All of this is available in the Exchange Marketplace, right? So the fundamental takeaway from this is Copado is not just Copado robotic testing. It has a lot of products, and we are focusing on Copado robotic testing in this course. Any questions till this point? Any thoughts?
I got a question, and for the testing purpose, this Copado Explorer and Copado Robotic Testing. So are those two tools serve the same purpose, or how it is, how they are different, difference with each other?
Copado Explorer is used mainly for manual testing. It is integrated inside Copado robotic testing, right? Like, so this is like your friend for your, usually they say like, it can act as a friend, right? You can do a recording of your application. You can mark your bug. You can send it to your developer. So this is a nice feature. It's a good one. Okay, I can show some demo in the later classes. Yeah, so this is one of the small product which is inside Copado. So inside, if you take a Copado robotic license, you will also be able to use Copado Explorer inside.
Thank you. And my next question is the API testing included in the Copado robotic,
Yes.
or do we have other things?
No, we'll cover that. API testing is definitely included.
Included, right, in the tool?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Medha. So this is like a Azure DevOps. So can I imagine like that? This is like Azure DevOps where we can write the test plan, test cases manual, which is equal to Copado Explorer is equal to the test plan like we have in Azure DevOps. And then this automation is second, product apart from Copad Explorer. That is what we will have the manual, plus we can automate also using this.
So this is, please go ahead, yeah.
And then after that automation, so I write a manual, then I do automate, and then I build the CID pipeline, and then I will build it and give the result. Can I assume like that?
So correct. So Copado Explorer is something that I can say that you can start that Explorer, okay, and you can open your application and you can do all of your testing. It will keep recording all of your test cases, okay. I mean, whatever you're doing. And then in case if you are finding a bug, Okay, you can mark that as a bug and you can save it. Okay, and you can share that recording with your developers. So assuming that your team, all of them will have this access, they will be getting a link, or it is also integrated with your Jira, where you can raise a bug in the Jira telling, okay, this is an issue. And now once you finish your manual testing, you save it, okay, and there is an option to automatically convert all of the steps that you did to automation testing. Okay, so that is where your Copado robotic testing comes. It will convert your working part to your script, and that particular script, you can use it for your automation purpose. So this is like where you start with your functional testing using Explorer. It's like a friend, okay? It reads all of your application. It's an AI thing, okay? It understands, okay, how your structure is there, what all is there. So all of your what do you call it? Like say sometimes it also acts as your bridge between your development team and your like a testing team, right? You can also share this with your multiple teams. So maybe in the down the lane I can show you how that works. But yeah, basically it's like a friend for your manual testing. You can think Explorer part. And then it will continue to your robotic testing. Because it is integrated together in the same environment, you can move to Copado robotic testing.
Okay, so that is not like manually I write it like the QTP. I have to identify. I mean, it will scan the objects like that, right? So I no need
Correct.
to write like manual steps.
No, you don't need to write. No, those days are gone. You don't need to write manual steps.
Okay, I got it. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And you said SAP also. So you're going to show all those like Copad Explorer with Web, Salesforce, SAP, mobile. Is that so? This is common for all those applications.
Correct. All this Copado is common for all of this application. That's what it means.
Okay,
Copado robotic testing, you can use your keywords are meant specifically for that. We'll cover that in the future slides. I can show you.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Hi, Anusa, one question.
Mhm.
So I would to know one thing actually. So do we require any technical knowledge for same before starting this course?
No, technical as such, some testing basics would be good, but if not, we can cover that as well, right? We can take a session because I see already people are from tech QA background. Just a knowledge about testing should be okay. And
Technical means from just like the coding, like it's
coding perspective, no. See now, that's what I wanted to cover as well. AI does that for us, and only thing you just need to know to read the AI written code, right? So that is all what is needed. As such, it's absolutely anybody can write it. It's a very simple keywords in a plain English format. We'll see that in the upcoming slides.
And also, Mehta, for that, you said that is a robotic testing. So robot framework. So you are going to cover up the robot framework also, or what can
Yes.
you do?
So that's a fundamental that I would definitely cover for anybody to understand the Copado.
Means I mean to say that in robot framework there is means keyword driven. So same like way you will explain that in
Yes,
this course, right?
exactly. Yes.
Okay, please go ahead. Please go ahead. I think we all have interrupted you, but please go ahead.
No worries. I definitely, but yeah, so key, it's about I mean, like anything that you would like to take from this session would be, I would definitely take a screenshot of this, keep it, and try to understand Copado products as a whole, which includes DevOps as well. So now let's understand how these products, whatever we saw in this slide, Copado CI/CD, Explorer, Copado robotic testing, Essentials, AI platform, extensions, how are these used in the DevOps cycle, right? So this is very important to understand. In planning phase, Copado CI/CD is used. Essential, you can also take a screenshot of this and definitely keep it as your base reference. Copado plan, when you're in planning phase, it would be used as CI/CD, essential plan is used, value stream map is used, and integration, Jira, Azure Sync is there. Build, when you're developing your code, developers use CI/CD metadata pipeline, source format, Copado essential, CLI, Copado functions, which supports multi-cloud, VS Code integration. Test, which is our area of interest. We will see the Copado robotic testing, flow editor, queue editor, and all of this we are going to see cover in this course later. Agent force testing, quality gates and PMD, static scans, how it is covered, inside CI/CD, data deploy, seeding. And release, you have these products, right? CI/CD, source format, essentials, operate, org intelligence. It's all like throughout the phase. So if you look holistically from a 30,000 feet point of view, right? All the DevOps lifecycle, plan, build, test, release, and operate. Copado has multiple products to be used, and their aim is to cover all the products across all the phases. Some products, if you see, they will be only used in testing, right? I'm talking about other competitors or vendors, but Copado tries to expand this throughout all of these phases. And this slide explains you that. Probably I'd like to just give a brief touch on this AI intelligence. And yeah, definitely if time permits later down the course, I would like to give you an overview of what is this about AI platform, how this works, because this is my my personal favorite, my area of interest, AI and all the agents. So definitely this is covered in this course, AI intelligence. Down at least at the end, I would like to give you an overview of how to use this platform, how to use the agents. We'll get an overview of that. Now, coming to the main topic of discussion, right? Copado robotic testing. What is Copado robotic testing, right? So this is an AI-powered, cloud-based, right? When I say cloud-based, which means that you need not have any installations, any operating system compliant or this, that you can just log in into your web and you can see this. Low-code testing. Low-code means that you need not have any coding knowledge, coding prerequisite. Anybody will be able to write this code that helps Salesforce team release with speed and confidence. It promotes 10 cross faster test execution, 34 cross more test coverage, and 78% fewer defects. Right, and this is a CI/CD ready and DevOps integrated, can be done easily. The 4 pillars are cloud-based, low-code, AI-powered, and then CI/CD ready. We'll move to the next one. Okay, now why Copado robotic testing, right? You can ask me this question. There are so many tools in the market, Medha. Why are we focusing? Why Copado robotic testing in 2026, right? So the main challenges, I think anybody who are in the Salesforce will face this problem, right? Salesforce pushes 3 major releases every year, spring, summer, winter, and each release can introduce a breaking changes to your customization, lightning components, flows, and validation rule. Manual regression testing simply cannot keep up with that velocity, right? So if you see the CRT solution for that, it would be an AI-powered test creation, generate scripts in seconds from the acceptance criteria. Self-healing script. Okay, self-healing is like which automatically identifies the changes in your UI and it lets you know that, okay, this place there is a change. Do you want to update? No manual locator updates. The no-code approach means anybody in your team can contribute. It can be your business analyst, product owners, or support, or anybody in the team can help to contribute here. Parallel execution at scale means your regression suits runs in minutes, not hours. And seamless CI/CD integration means the test auto trigger on every deployment. If your development team wants to commit anything, if your development team wants to deploy anything, there would be a CRT test that can run. So this is why we need Copado robotic testing in 2026. And I want you to take you through to an important history. I don't know how many people know about this. Even generally, I'm talking about people who are in the industry. But this is something, a very interesting information, very much you should know if you are learning Copado, right? There is, what is quintinal, right? So you will see this somewhere, right? I'll tell you the reason why I'm explaining this at a later stage as well. So what is quintinal and how it is connected? So every great product has an origin history, right? And CRT begins, the history of CRT begins in Finland, okay, Espoo, Finland in 2002. So Quintinal was a Finnish software testing and a quality assurance company founded by Morjo. What makes Quintinal significant is their deep connection to robot framework. We did touch about robot framework, the open source automation framework that powers CRT engine today. So over nearly 19 years, this Quintinal built and evolved a cloud-based and a low-code test automation. And then suddenly what happened in 2021 is Copado acquired Quintinal, right? And you can see, because when Copado has raised a Series C funding, this is their background of the business evaluation. Their CI/CD platform were built, but they were lacking a testing product. So Copado acquired Quintinal, and then the result is the multi-testing capabilities directly integrated into Copado DevOps and the quality first approach, right? Not just CI/CD, but end-to-end quality gate got established. And then Quintinal got rebranded to Copado Robotic Testing on September 9, 2021. And this released with a new URL branding and terminology, right? So this is what changed. Till 2021, there was no Copado robotic testing. It was called Quintinal. And Quintinal Pace is renamed as Copado Robotic Testing. Pace.quintinal moved to robotic.copado.com. Pace words become keywords. Pace editor became Q editor. Pace Connect became Q Connect. Core product and functionality remained the same. Only the branding, URL, and terminologies changed. Yeah. So just to give an history, 2002, the Quintinal was formed. 2005, Robot Framework created, and Robot Framework goes open source in 2008. 2020, there is another Finland Go4. They bought this Quintinal Finland, and 2021, Copado acquires this. And you can ask me, right, why do you tell this information to us, right? What do I gain from this? If you are searching for any documentation, community post, or troubleshooting article, you might encounter a legacy Quintinal or PACE references. So don't be confused if you see that. It's the same product, and any PACE words documentation applies to keywords as well. And any Quintinal PACE tutorial is relevant to Copado robotic testing. Yeah, so this is why I wanted to give you this interesting information. It's very, if you see the history, it's so good. So Quintinal is a very common word that you will see in the documentation if you search. Okay, let's come back to the main point, why Copado stands out, right? It's a low code, no code, we know. Cloud native, yes, we did see. AI powered, yes, now all the tools are getting AI powered. Salesforce first, because it is mainly built with some words meant for Salesforce. CI/CD integration, cross-platform, right? Salesforce, ServiceNow, and all of that. How CRT works. This is a technical important slide. First, we need to talk about the backbone of CRT. That is what we always call robotic framework. CRT doesn't reinvent the wheel, right? It leverages the robot framework. That is why in my syllabus, there would be a heavy focus on the basic, which is robotic framework. If you understand robotic framework, Copado robotic testing is very easy. It's a keyword-based testing, and it's an open source automation framework. So this gives you the reliability of a proven engine with an innovation of a Copado AI layer on the top. and human readable syntax, which is you need not write any complex XPath, Selenium commands. No, not all of that will work here. You just need to write a simple text, click text, type text, right? So those kind of simple, that is what is a keyword based testing. And keyword powered libraries. Libraries are provide the actual automation, and this is what is the fundamental of this keyword testing framework, right? We will see a lot about libraries. What does each library cover? And these libraries supply a keyword to this framework, and each keyword will have a definition returned in the backend. It can be a standard keyword, or you can also define your own keywords, right? Who said that Copado doesn't have coding, right? If you want to learn, if you want to do something, you can definitely write your own keyword and define it. Yeah, so it's definitely worth understanding and exploring the keyword testing because it's very important. Any question till this point?
So, first of all, this last part which you have mentioned that regarding the keyword we can create for the coding part. So that part also you are going to cover in this course, that how we can automate and how we can create the keywords and how we can implement that thing in the framework. That part will be covered.
Yes, I can definitely. We will be covering about the custom keywords, how to build it, how to use it, how to define it, right? So it is up to, I mean, later you can reuse it for your purpose, but we will be definitely covering.
Because I am asking this thing because I am new to CRT, because I don't have any knowledge on the CRT point of view to creating the framework. And so from the scratch point of view, can we create are you going to create a regression suite so we can relate that thing, that kind of stuff you are going to showcase in this course curriculum?
Yes, in this curriculum, I'm covering definitely all of the from the base scratch. How do you create? How do you build your framework? How do you write your standard keyword, custom keyword? Yes, we are covering it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, Meta. So normally for Selenium, they will ask what framework we are using. Maximum, we will say data-driven, right? So in this CRT, there is no other competition framework. So we are going to say I used keyword framework using CRT for Salesforce. So is that my understanding right? It's only keyword. Like there is no other framework that I have to have hybrid data driven using Excel sheet like that. What do you think about that?
If somebody asks you like what framework are you using in CRT, your answer should be that we are using the CRT is based on the robotic framework. Robotic framework in turn works on the keyword testing framework, right? So there are multiple levels here. So first is the robot framework has a structure. Okay, so robot framework will tell you how the structure should be, what are all the, for example, it should be like a .robot file, right? So that all those explanation comes from robot framework, but inside when you go into robot framework, it will start expanding into a keyword powered libraries, right?
Okay, I got it. So basically, my framework name should be like robotic framework, like how for Selenium we have data-driven framework. So here it should be robotic, but internal thing is derived with the keyword, which we are not considered about. It can also have powered other things also, but maximum is keyword. But we will say only robotic framework is that I used robotic. Okay.
Correct. Robot framework is the base, and keyword is their way of keyword testing is inside robotic framework, because robotic framework in turn uses a keyword based framework. It is the keyword based framework.
Oh, okay. So in that case, I can also assume that this is very much flexible for web testing and also database testing and API testing. So all three to get and integration testing. So all these four will be included in this. For example, when I say integration testing, the framework to take the data to the AP to Azure, something like that, or validation in JSON. So something like that. Right now, I don't know. I'm talking like very much, vaguely like that, like I did not know how to say. So then when it comes to API validation, we are taking from UI, then we are checking in the API, right? So all those will this robotic framework will have for everything one keyword kind of thing? So for
Yes.
API means separately, web means separately. Oh, I have to do data validation. I have to go to the SQL to check something like that. Will it have like that, or it is purely only web based, only for web?
No, we can, yeah, definitely, like, no, that will be covered in the next slides, next upcoming slides. What are all different testing you can do?
Okay.
So all of it, whatever you said, can CRT does that.
Okay, thank you.
CI/CD pipelines, is it theoretical or you would show it?
CI/CD, I can explain how it is integrated. I can show you some existing ones, but that requires your CI/CD product as well, Copado CI/CD product to be integrated. Because what we are going to cover is from CRT base, right? So I can tell you, like, okay, if you want to add your test in the CI/CD pipeline, what all the steps you should do, right? And to show that, okay, I need to have a CI/CD. I mean, I need to do a deployment so that if I have to show you, I'll have to have a CI/CD license, and then I can do that. But definitely, from quality, from a testing point of view, okay, I can explain what needs to be done from a real world example in a live project. What do they do? In my projects, what do they do? Because I've been working in Copado like, extensively for the last 6 to 7 years. And my teams are actively using Copado CI/CD and Copado CRT. So I can definitely give you the steps so that when you go as a quality engineer to your team, okay, you can follow these steps, and definitely your counterpart CI/CD development team should be able to help you.
Okay, thank you. Like these years they're expecting CI/CD also. That's a
Yeah,
reasonable
yeah,
step.
definitely. But yeah, from our side, we can, from testing perspective, we can definitely list out all the possibilities, what we need to learn from our side, that will be covered.
But the intention of CI/CD is we will run the test cases automatically without the person intervention, right?
Correct.
For that
So
purpose
that
only
will
we
be,
make the CI/CD.
so usually the steps, what they do is like the developers, you have to give your test job or test run details, right? And they will be able to select during the deployment process. They will have a test to be selected, and they can add your test integrated there, telling for every deployment, run the smoke test, run the sanity test, run the separation test, right? And you'll be giving them the job details, test job details, test run details, and they can add it in their CI/CD pipeline. And yeah, that should all be it. And they'll be automatically getting a notification back. So we'll cover all of those features in our coming classes.
You should give a higher weightage to, whether
Hi
to
ma'am, just
recall
one
or
question.
precision.
You said that we can
If
able to
suppose
create the
your
custom
Google
keywords, right?
photo
Using
only
the
finds
coding.
out
Do you know which
out
programming
of
language
10
we use?
such event where you
Python
met a
is
Bill
like
Gates,
definitely
you
the,
will
because the
wonder where is
default
the
robot
photograph
framework,
where
right?
I
If you
had a
take this
one
all like a
particular event
Python-based
on this
library, so
particular
Python would be the
purpose,
recommended
which you
language.
don't remember.
Python,
But
great, thanks.
so in such case where in Google Photos, when you
So,
are trying
so
to
in this case,
retrieve the
Meta, like we
photo
have to know
with
Python,
a
like to
specific
do that framework thing, like basic Python.
Boolean equation, you along with the
Basic
Bill Gates,
Python would be
you want to
good
give
if you
higher
know
with
it,
retrieval
or I
to
can
the
also
higher
show,
weightage
because
to
in
the
the
recall.
all
You
of the
have to have a
classes we will
100%
use
recall. You
AI
don't want to miss
extensively,
any photograph.
right? And I can guide you how to get the Python code from AI.
Okay.
Yeah, that can be, see, that is what we recommend to our teams nowadays, right? Because I lead some teams, I always tell them that, uh, see, please, if you are not, I mean, like, because not everybody is very proficient in coding, not everybody
Yeah.
has, if you're a beginner, definitely, like, leverage the AI power to do that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds okay. So in that case, I can say I know Python if I do this one. I mean,
So this
because in the
course will
resume
be
we have
going
to
to
put that.
be happened.
Sorry, what's that?
Sorry, someone was talking. Let them. Yeah, finish it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
We could not hear you.
Just I want to know that AI part also be covered in this course. Means,
Definitely we will
uh,
cover
am I
AI.
audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. We
Hello.
are going to definitely
Okay.
cover AI in this course. Yeah, so to answer your question, it is going to be yes, definitely
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely you can say that, okay, there are a lot of custom keywords which you can write, and it is up to you to expand as much as, right? If you want to take complex keywords, explaining yourself, you can do that. Yeah, definitely it would be a value add advantage to your profile.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. And then I'll then go to a very important high level definition of what is the difference in each of this category when we talk about traditional test automation. So traditional test automation, I'm talking about framework-based automation versus CRT, right? I want to show this slide to explain how simple CRT is, how easy it is. Okay, let's start from test authoring. If you are in a traditional automation, you will have to go through all of the steps, right? Define manual test flow, whether it's a BDD style, and then test code, reusable function, objects you have to define. So everything, okay, it takes longer time to develop. You have to define a visual validation, assertion, all of this you need to write. But CRT, if you take on the other hand, it's very simple. It groups reusable function. It writes records, no coding. Most of the cases, right, where it can automatically record and it can generate. Part of test authoring, everything is very shorter time, advanced capabilities you have. Test maintenance, again, you have to go and change. It is anybody who is actively working in test automation will understand how difficult it is to maintain your automation code, which you adhere to the constant changes of the application. But in CRT, you have a self-healing correction automatically handled. Yeah. And test execution, right? You can configure environment, execute locally, CA or cloud in traditional. Here as well, it is all built in. Everything is built in, execution management built in. So you need not put much time and efforts in making this into CI/CD run. It's very easy. Coming to maturity, it's a high guideline. This is also equally high because I told you the history of Quentinel from 2002. So it is almost like 20 plus years in the industry, right? And integration, yeah, you have plenty of integration, but here as well you have version control tools. If you want to put your Bitbucket, GitHub, Jira for raising bugs, API testing, Salesforce and CPQ API keywords, Salesforce guidance metadata, browser stack, open source library, email, Slack team notification, all of the integrations are covered in CRT. Skill set. You need to know coding. Medium to high skill set is needed in traditional test automation. In CRT, low to medium skill set is enough. Right? Test environment. There you have your IDE, VS Code or IntelliJ. Here you need to have CRT UI, which is inbuilt. Testing type, API functional mostly. Here you can do an end-to-end web, mobile, functional regression. We'll cover each of this down in detail. Okay, app types all. Here also it supports all. And you also have an on-premise, which is a separate license and a Q Connect. So this slide tells us how simple CRT is when compared to any of the framework-based automation. And I'd like to quickly show you how the CRT architecture and how it works, right? Simple, it is similar to what we saw above. Scan, this is what AI I'm telling Copado Explorer scans your application UI. It records and generates test cases. It executes cloud parallel test execution. It will give you an AI failure analysis. Integration, you can have it with Salesforce, ServiceNow, SAP, Jenkins, Azure DevOps, GitHub, all of this comes under version control things, Jira, custom apps, anything. So CRT entirely runs in the cloud with no local installation. We already saw this, no server setup, no maintenance overhead. From here is where all our different testing starts. So what all testing you can do in CRT, right? Web, UI, functional, Salesforce, you have Q-Force, It's a library. Okay, Qforce, whatever I say, it is a library there in the bracket. Mobile, Q mobile is a library. API testing, end-to-end testing, again user acceptance, performance detection, ServiceNow testing, CI/CD and regression. All of this 9 testing. Okay, let's start one by one, which is the first one is UI or functional testing. Again, as we said, library is going to give you the keywords here in our case, okay, keywords, which is keyword, right? Keyword library. And here we are going to see under the hood, okay, what happens, right? Outside you call it as QWeb is the library that comes and it wraps the Selenium, okay? But the critical difference from raw Selenium here is QWeb uses a text-based element resolution, right? Instead of XPath or CSS selector. So what I mean by that is when you write as click text, some simple command, right? Like when you write it as a click text submit, CRT doesn't hunt for an XPath. Okay, it searches on a visible text on the page. So it will go and search where is the submit in this page and it will go and click that. So if you see that end-to-end browser-based validation, and it can be done across all of these browsers, supported browsers, validate page elements, text, drop-down, checkbox, models, shadow dome, and hidden element handling. This, I think anybody who has been active in automation will understand this UI elements. Sometimes it will not be visible, so you have to do the shadow dome and hidden element handling, cross-browser compatibility, and pass the browser name, simple open browser keyword, right? Open browser Chrome, it will open Chrome, open browser Firefox. All of the browser-based testing can be done. And CRT handles the web driver management on its backend, AWS backend. Every execution produces a full audit logs in terms of argument name, failure screenshot, per tag summary, keyword level execution duration. So all of this is going to get covered in advanced interaction when you have a iframes, multi-tab, you want to open in another tab. You want to hover over the text and understand whether it is implemented. So all of this web UI or the functional testing of your application can get covered here. And the main supporting keyword library is QWeb. Okay, so you need to import that library and you can do all of this testing here. Any questions here?
Yeah.
Hi, Mehta.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Okay. And do we have only QWeb library or do we have any other libraries available?
Yeah, I'm explaining that. Okay, we have a lot of libraries, but this is something to start with. See, okay, this is what we saw for QWeb, right? The next library we have is QForce, which is Salesforce specific library, which is very CRT's crown jewel, right? It's like the Salesforce specific keyword library. QForce extend QWeb. Everything QWeb can do, QForce inherits. Okay, so QForce can also do. But QForce adds a layer of Salesforce aware intelligence on the top, right? So what I mean by that is it understands Salesforce DOM pattern, Lightning or a LWC or Visual Force or even Classic, right? It knows what a pick list is, right? It knows what a modal dialog is. It knows what a global search looks like. So everything that your Salesforce knows, right? Salesforce is more like, it is like general, very custom to Salesforce. QForce library knows it, right? So let me give you some example. Pick list, get pick list, verify pick list, right? All of this, the native pick list interaction. You can just give that and it works. Global search, again, as I said, it performs a lightning global search and resolves by record type. right? So for example, if you give like global search login URL John Doe contact, it searches, wait for results, and navigates to a contact record called John Doe. So it can handle multiple things. And another important feature is the Salesforce guidance, which is the metadata driven auto completion engine inside Q editor, right? So for example, it reads your connected Salesforce orgs metadata, objects, fields, page layout, pick list value, and generates a context aware keyword suggestion. If your org has a custom object, right? I think people who are worked in Salesforce will know about custom object. If your org has a custom object, for example, called shipment __ C, right? With the pick list field status C, for example, status __ C. And that status contains a value called draft, shipped, delivered. Salesforce guidance knows all of that, and it will suggest the right keyword with the right field name, right? So you are not scripting from the scratch, but you are selecting from your org's reality, right? So as and when you type in Q editor, all of the automatic suggestion comes, and very native, very important support of multi-factor authentication support is there for Salesforce. It is handled via TOTP. And people who have worked in Salesforce will definitely be able to relate it to this. TOTP secret variable and IP whitelisting is there. Copado has a native region-based IPs. So you have to give these IPs in your Salesforce org so that the incoming, it just goes without authentication, right? Through CRT infrastructure. So this is a non-negotiable for real Salesforce org access that CRT has built in. And this is one of my very easy and favorite one where you don't need to deal about any multi-factor authentication in Salesforce. So this is why they say that Copado is very Salesforce friendly. Copado robotic testing is very Salesforce friendly because of all of these features, right? It has your data validation, field check, very specific Salesforce built-in features. And you can, accelerator suits are there. We will see in the upcoming demos and in the course that way, how this accelerator suit works. There are pre-built robot templates that you can take and use. You can create a lead, you can convert to opportunity, you can create an account, you can run CPQ quoting flows, anything you can do in an accelerator format where it automatically gives you can just take it, inherit it, and reuse it for your org. So this is what Copado exclusively supports Salesforce specific testing using the Q-Force library. Any questions here?
I have a question here. Sometimes we need to check governor limits as well. Will it support the governor limits by pushing more data on that particular flows or functional phases?
Pushing governor limits, yes, you can definitely have a check on that, and it depends on what is the org context and thing. But yeah, like definitely CRT can support that.
Okay, that falls somewhere around functional testing, not from the performance testing, right? Non-functional. So will it support? Because it looks like this Copado is purely functional tool, as far I read somewhere.
No, not really. Definitely, see, it depends on the use case what you are particularly talking about. But definitely, yeah, if it is, we are going to cover that performance as well in terms of how much time it is going to take for each of the keywords.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And how the metadata is connected with the CRT, so that means every org has the different metadata, right?
Yeah, this is what is the Salesforce key reading all of your
Praveen, if you go mute, it will be helpful to listen.
Who's the...
Yeah, someone is talking, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Medha, go ahead. Actually, I was not able to hear due to Pravin's mic.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, what was your like? Can you come again? Your question is how does?
Yeah, just I try to ask you that how we can means connect the metadata with the CRT basically. How we are going to get connect the CRT application with the metadata of the any org of the Salesforce org. That's my question because they will going to auto suggest the test steps, right? So based on the org metadata. So how we are going to connect for the metadata? So you are going to show that one also.
Correct. So, okay, yes, definitely. See, because the reason why we are talking about Salesforce, how the CCRT knows the Salesforce metadata, definitely it connects to the Salesforce REST API. That is like the first channel, and Salesforce governance, Salesforce guidance, we are talking about the AI-powered metadata sync. It pulls in all of your standard objects, their fields, and the pick list value, record type. That's why it is able to suggest. And definitely we will, because we will be connecting as a part of our labs and the hands-on exercises to connect with our Salesforce and CRT. Yeah, we will definitely do that, and we will get to see in terms of hands-on how does this work and how we are able to do that.
Okay.
Hi, Meta. I just was curious to know, is this automation is something to do with Selenium as well? Like, can we, I mean, is Selenium will be integral part or something like that, I'm asking.
That will be inside robot framework, which will not be in our visible scope, right? But inherently that works that way.
Okay.
But it will not be, we will not be directly like using Selenium anywhere.
Okay, but internally, Salesforce, this CRT internally, how this Python you said, right? Uh, uh, like
So those
we are using.
custom keywords can get described in Python, and
Mm.
code framework keywords are inherently written in the library. Inside the library, it is in the Selenium 4 language, right? So that is something like internal to internal, right? Like a two or
Okay.
layers inside. Yeah.
Okay, because I saw a couple of the requirements when I get it, they say Salesforce automation with Selenium. Then so it was. I didn't. I ignored it, but right now when I see when you're talking about it, I just thought, is there any connectivity? Because how come Salesforce with Selenium can come like that? I was thinking. That's why I asked that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So the next testing we are going to see is like mobile testing, right? CRT can do mobile testing using again a library. See, anything that we are going to talk about here after going to involve library. So the next question that anybody should ask if you see any testing is, what is a library that you should use? Okay, so the mobile testing, we are using a Q mobile. And then here you need to have a separate license for this robot. Okay, and the license, it comes with an enterprise version and with all of the pricing, right? So yeah, so you do have this 3 layers that we are talking about. Okay, the first one is the platform. Again, it is like whoever has worked in mobile testing will understand about the Android, iOS, and the native apps. So the way it is connecting is it is powered by a Q mobile library, and it runs on a 3-layer architecture, right? So first one is the CRT AWS backend. This is where the robot execution, runtime, and the live testing containers live, right? So your .robot file scripts executes here, and Q mobile library, which is installed in these containers, it issues Appium protocol commands. So under the hood, Q mobile speaks Appium, right? The industry standard for mobile automation. I mean, like how we convert each of that thing into back to Selenium, like that this contains an Appium. And layer 3 is the Lambda test data center. This is where the actual physical and the virtual Android and iOS device live, right? So it is the real devices, real screen resolution, but we will be able to see in our screens, right? So like where we need not deal with that, but it's just going to show us that the way how I think people who use browser stack or who used any other mobile platform testing will be able to visualize this, that how you see your mobile, this is what we are going to see here. And every Q mobile command travels this way, right? So CRT AWS to Lambda test cloud to physical device and response back. So you never own, charge, or maintain any single physical device, but you will be able to see all of the results, how it looks on mobile. Yeah, so mostly Android and iOS, Mac, Android only on Windows PC, both on clouds. Platform support is always with all of this, and full workflow. You can do it in live. There is one interesting feature, live testing, which we will cover in as a part that is going to help you a lot when you're doing your scripting in CRT. And this is again, as I said, it requires a special robot permission, and it has its own like what do you call it, the cost involved. The next testing that Copado can do is your REST API testing. Very important in terms of, because any application, if you touch, it's going to be on an API based. For Salesforce API, right, it can also do a Salesforce API based testing, and the keywords mainly will be on then authenticate, create record, and get record. And it will also build a request, get and post. Okay, it can embed in your end-to-end flow. It always uses a request library, right? That is like that it comes from that library, request library, robot framework request library, full get, post, put, delete support with all the header control, request body, and response assertion can happen. Yeah, you can directly use it as a template. It can be used separately. API testing alone you want to do, you can do. You want to blend your UI and API and to bring it in an end-to-end format, you can do. You can create a test data via API. That is also possible. So anything that you want to play around with your API, you want to run a set of pass the response of one API to the request of the next one, pass that authentication, strip this, anything that whatever you can imagine in your API world, you can do all of that in CRT together embedded as well in the flow. Any questions still here?
Auth2 can also be automated.
Yes, definitely. All of this can be, once you run it and then you run it, schedule it, it can definitely get automated.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. The last part, which is very important, interesting one, is connecting all of the things, whatever we did, end-to-end testing. Combines UI, API, and mobile in one flow. So you can imagine, see now we are very much versed with library. You can think like QWeb, request library, QMobile. You can import all the libraries and then you can start using in end-to-end testing in one flow. Spans, sales flow, service now, anything that you want to try. Application-wise, CRM-wise, yes, it is possible. Full user journey coverage can be done here. And then it's going to be user acceptance testing, which is a flow-based testing, right? Flow editor, no code. This is a drag and drop visual test authoring interface, right? For example, if there are any business people or business analysts, product owners who wants to come and write CRT, who wants to try CRT, they can just drag and drop some things and that gets converted back to an automation code. That is possible. Completely no code, even that low code is not there. It's a no code. We are talking about a business editor builds it visually. A QA engineer can open at the same time in Q editor and can extend it in the scripting format. So both scripting format and as well as flow format is possible. Yeah. And then the performance detection. I think this is the capability most people miss. Most people do not know, but it's architecturally inside the Copado CRT is Every keyword execution is timed, right? And duration is captured in the execution log output. So this is not a separate, you need not have a separate performance test tool. It's a byproduct of the CRT infrastructure. So what happened is, keywords, you can compare the baseline execution time, right? A keyword that previously resolved in 800 milliseconds now takes 3 seconds, for example. So that's a performance regression caused by the metadata change or Apex trigger or whatever, right? Like a Salesforce platform upgrade. So you didn't need a separate performance tool to catch it, but you can use your CRT script to catch that issue. Execution logs gives a detailed summary, and you can say that all CPQ keywords slow down by 20% after the last release, right? That's a bug, that's a performance bug. You can raise it. So this is something that the CRT infrastructure supports. The last part which we wanted to touch is a ServiceNow testing. People who are exclusively using any ServiceNow application where you can create, like at a UI level, validating the business logic that executes correctly after upgrade. It can be an IT, like I think they have some workflow categories, IT employee, customer, creator, all of that are covered in those keywords. So it is a QNow library that is supporting ServiceNow. And you can check all of this. And CI/CD regression, we did touch upon earlier that if your developers are using Copado CI/CD product, CRT can get integrated with that and you can run. It auto triggers on every promotion and deployment. They just need to configure it at their end, and continuous testing across each environment is done. And results will approve. I mean, your quality gate will pass only if your automation results are passed. Yes, you can set that. Scheduled and recurring test run. So every morning you can schedule your automation run and the results will automatically come. All of the topics, whatever we saw above the 9 testing, it is all integrated, like a key testing tools and features are here with CRT. So each of this will be going through in this course. What is Q editor, flow editor, test recorder, live testing, robotic explorer, self-healing AI, scheduling. Whenever you want to schedule, you can schedule. Parallel execution, running multiple test, execution logs, and reporting, right? So we will have a detailed understanding of all of this. And we did see this. And please take, I think we missed this S4 HANA, right, for SAP implementation. So please take a screenshot of this, and this is going to be always useful to you about a keyword library that Copado is using. So QWeb for general web UI automation, QForce for Salesforce, QMobile, QVision, QNow, and QS4 HANA. So these libraries are very important, and libraries are the fundamentals of this robotic testing. And robotic testing is fundamental to our CRT because CRT is built on robotic framework. So definitely take the screenshot, and I always, like, it's like an handy information to you, what libraries, what is used. So yeah, just to to kind of conclude this, one platform that covers a full spectrum of web, Salesforce, mobile, API, A2E, UAT, performance, ServiceNow, CI/CD. Yes, we have CRT, and this course is specifically for that purpose, where one skill set, you learn this one tool and you can do all of this in your project, and you can showcase that, okay, you can take through this. Now let's talk about who this course is designed for, right? About this program. It's mainly designed for QA engineers, manual testers, Salesforce admin, and DevOps professionals seeking automation skills. And what you will gain from this, right? End-to-end proficiency in Copado robotic testing, from setup to advanced scripting and certification readiness, and how you will learn how to use AI. Format and duration, I think we did touch upon 8 weeks into 4 hours each week, which is around 30 plus hours of instruction with hands-on lab exercises, mostly on weekends. The sessions will be on weekends and evenings, and your evenings. And yeah, this is for manual testers, QA engineers, DevOps professional, freshers and graduates who wants to understand Copado, Go in, Salesforce admin, business analyst, product. Anybody who wants to learn automation, who wants to learn Copado, who wants to touch this, can definitely go through this. And yeah, career opportunities. This is we'll have a test automation engineer, DevOps engineer, Copado consultant is there. Copado consultant would be on a CRT, can also have consultants, like Copado robotic testing, implement CRT for enterprises, and QA automation specialist. RPA developer, because as I said, it is robotic testing. If you understand a lot about robotic testing, you can definitely go as an RPA, sorry, that should be a tester, RPA tester, where you can develop automation with Copado, and QA manager. Pay, I mean, I've written in dollars, but definitely a very good product company, because nowadays companies are seeking a lot of Copado skills and people are ready to pay well in the market. Any questions till this point before we go to syllabus?
So for that, basically, what will be the actually I was building one team. So we are going to propose some automation tool. So CRT, what is the cost of this license? Basically, if anyone want to get, because every project has that means budget related. So it is a license tool, not a free source tool. So what is the cost of that per license?
That's a good question, but I mean, person from Copado sales can be a best person to answer that. I'm not from Copado sales. But yeah, definitely I can connect you to your local, say, Copado people, and they can definitely share, because I'm not authorized, or like, I'm not a person who can share that, but definitely I can connect you, because I do know some people. I can definitely connect you, give you some contacts if you are interested.
Okay, okay. And basically we are going to do some hands-on and that. So for that CRT means how we can, if it is a license tool, then how we can do the hands-on.
Okay, yeah. So coming to license part, so definitely you can contact admin, Isha admin. So we did discuss that they are offering some trial version for people who wants to learn Copado, right? CRT. And yeah, so there are a couple of options, and definitely admin can help you with that. We are already in discussion on if for people who are enrolling, how to enable them. And there is, if you see in their Copado site also, they have already rolled out as a trial version. So we will be definitely helping and guiding people who wants to get this, and yeah, so that they can have an hands-on in that.
So because in
Hello.
Copado official site, I think it is for 15
Able to
to
hear
30
me?
days. So it is course for 80 to in 8 weeks. So in that 8 weeks, how we can then means do the hands-on?
So correct. See, it depends. It is an enterprise level version. You can reuse the, I mean, there are multiple options to handle it, right? So definitely, I think they should have already done for other vendors as well. So like, Isha Training and admin can definitely help us in doing that. So usually it will be like a shared credentials, and also it will be more, we can reuse it, right? But yeah, they are giving it for limited time now, and that is not in our it's not in our scope, right? I mean, it's not in our control, it's with Copado. But definitely what I understand is, we can get, if you are trying some POC, as you said, for your organization, definitely they can extend, you can give your validation, and they can definitely extend your timing. But whatever the time period that they are giving, that should be enough in order to learn this course and definitely prove yourself, do a project, and then you can showcase it to people.
So what is the timeline for that from ISA point of view? ISA solution point of view?
From
From ISA solution training perspective, what is the timeline here they are you guys are providing for this hands-on practice and all?
See, hands-on practice would be as a part of the syllabus here. So every week, so that's what I'm going to go through now, how it is going to, because there is no point in taking theory and then doing lab separately. So it should be more of like where we take theory in that class and we do some lab, right? Or we give some take-home exercises as lab. So we will be covering all our lab sessions in the syllabus and as a part of our sessions. And regarding the license part, what I'm talking about, you can definitely talk offline back to Isha, and they should be able to help with the how to extend license, how long is it going to be. So all of those details, they can definitely help you.
Okay.
Hi, Mita. Okay, like I just was curious, like, will we get the documents that you're sharing day to day, right? Like what you're showing us, because every time to take screenshots is going to be a little hard. So I just was curious to know, like, will you provide from your end any kind of like documents, like through shared drive or like, through email like that, the daily notes?
Yeah, I can definitely share my documents to Isha. They should be doing as a part of their regular process, whatever they do for their other trainings.
Yes, they do that. And yeah, and this section is going to be like 2 hours, right? Like weekends, 2 hours, Saturday, Sunday, like that, right? For 8 weeks.
And they correct. It's the same time around of your, I mean, Indian time, 4:30.
Okay. And just in case when we are trying something, if we have doubt, right? So then your schedule, like say I can check with you offline also, right? Or is it only through the course I should contact you? Because like say if I'm trying, if I get any issue, so will I be free to contact you? Like if I ran into issue, like to check with you, or you're like a particular. Is there any particular way, like should we only talk in the like the next day? If I have any issues, like should I talk in the class, or is it you're free to, like I can approach to you anytime?
Yeah, so I can definitely talk to Isha, and if they agree, I can share an email ID through which I can definitely offer support.
Okay. Yeah.
Until the next class, I'm telling in between the classes, if you have any questions, you can email me with your questions and with your screenshot, and I can definitely get back. And I can also check with them, is there any other support that they do as a part of their package? If anything that can adhere to them, I can definitely support that.
Oh, no. Like the reason I was asking is when right now you have 8 weeks of planning time, right? So when we are doing the hands-on today, then if in case tomorrow, if how many people, like a lot of people are there, right? So if everyone is going to have questions and ask doubts, then the timeline will get away, right? Or in the other way, if we have issues, then we cannot ask during the class time. So both the way. So what in other class I used to do is, if I have any doubt, I used to check with the mentor, and he or she used to help using the same link, teams link, like that. So that is the one of the thing I just wanted to check how you're comfortable like that. Yeah.
If that is the case, I think definitely we can discuss that, right? I mean, if that is a norm that is already followed, I can definitely talk and I can see how we can bridge that. See, but definitely support, 100% support will be there. But yeah, again, it depends on the timing and the call, but I can definitely accommodate some timing if that is like something that consistently all the other courses follow. I can also definitely extend my support. I understand if it start taking questions, that will only consume a lot of time in that.
Because right now if you see doubts itself, everyone will have, right? And by the way, what is your timing? Because I don't want like to ping or like that. Your timing is which timing zone you're in?
Sure, I can check and like I'll keep them posted my available timings. Okay,
Okay.
and they should be definitely like I can share it through our admin and we can definitely be in sync.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meda, Gautam here. What is the current job market for this Copado robotic testing, Meda?
Okay, nowadays there is what I see from my experience, there are a lot of people, customers starts using Copado and especially on the CI/CD and CRT, right? So when somebody takes a deployment package, they also get a testing as well together. And I've seen a lot of customers increasing for Copado in Indian market as well as in Europe or US or Australian market. So definitely I see there is a lot of job openings in terms of Copado. So what I would suggest would be get expert in this framework CRT tool and then extend your abilities to CI/CD, Copado, okay, down the lane AI platform. I mean, even if not like DevOps, because your profile people's profile will totally change. I would definitely recommend for Copado AI, which is always together integrated with testing, right? And I think that is going to boost your resume very well in terms of AI
Okay.
knowledge and in terms of how to improve. And that is definitely covered in this course. I'm touching the AI platform at the end, but that is a very important module which you can showcase in your resume.
Understand. So we are covering all three aspects, right? Like CRT and CI/CD and AI.
CRT,
If I'm not wrong.
CI/CD, AI, CI/CD is definitely an optional because not everybody can scale up to CI/CD. It's because based on anybody who have been through the experience, but definitely I would suggest CRT and Copado AI. CI/CD is a very much bonus to that. If you are able to get the Copado CI/CD part combined with CRT and AI, that's like a master in your resume.
Yeah. Earlier you said, right, like you'll be covering the steps. I mean, real
Correct.
time. Yeah.
From a station point of view, we'll be covering, but all I'm talking is
Okay.
an CI/CD product, like a developer.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, and you will be helping us in preparing a resume for this CRT once the course is done.
Yes, once the course is done with the goodwill, because I know everybody wants to take up with a course of with an upskilling, right? I can definitely do that because
Yeah.
that is like no, that as well will show the success of this course. Yeah, I'm definitely happy to do that to help people who wants
Yeah,
to.
sorry for asking that because I'm completely from different stream, like I'm from operations team. So I just wanted to know how can I build my resume as well once I'm done with this course.
Sure. See, from testing perspective, because I've been in testing, right? I'm more than like what now, 16 plus years of experience in testing, and I have worked in Copado a lot. I have worked in other framework, open source framework, and I worked across Salesforce, and I've directly worked with Salesforce and SAP and different domains, right? Telecom domain and everything. So definitely out of if you ask me from, and now picking up AI, right? And sort of other AI things in Copado. Yeah, so combined all of that, at least I'll be able to at least help you with reviewing from quality or testing perspective what is expected because I've been in hiring. I know what hiring people managers expect. Yeah, so from testing, definitely I can extend my full support to people who need.
Okay, got it. So
Hi, Meda.
thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Gautam. Hi, Meda. I just wanted to check, the people who are new to Copado or, the people who wanted to switch their profile to CRT, do we need to do any certification for this? And if yes, are you guys going to support in that?
Yeah, that is definitely covered as a part of this, right? This module. At the end, I have covered that, and definitely I can help you in getting that certification from Copado, and we will be covering the content through that, right? And it's we will be. There are two again. When you are touching Copado CRT, we are talking about Copado robotic testing certification trial, and there is one more certification for AI as well, right? Which at the end the module will cover that. Yeah, definitely that will help you in terms of procuring that.
And after the course also you will provide the means interview questions also to clear out the Copado robotic testing related interview, right?
Okay, I'm not an interview questions would be something that is a different place. It depends on the organization again and what is your
No,
profile.
no.
I can definitely help you
No,
in
no,
terms
just
of technical.
asking that as a test automation engineer, after learning the Copado robotic testing, if we want to switch in the Copado robotic testing related, we need to provide the interview, right? So what is the particular based on the Copado related robotic testing related questions, interview questions? So are you guys going to provide the questions also or not? That's I'm asking.
Correct. So I can definitely help you in terms of preparation, right? Instead of questions, I can suggest you like prepare a project and then how to showcase your skills, what you have learned. And if somebody asks you some questions related to, okay, tell me what is your experience in Copado, right? I think after this course, you will be definitely able to explain, showcase the project, and understand, like explain your understanding towards the product will enhance. Yeah, so I can definitely support from that perspective. Yes, giving you an confidence in this product, giving you a confidence on how to explain this project to somebody, right? Like because you have done it, you would have learned it, and you can obviously do that. So definitely my support will be there from that perspective.
Yeah, no, no, just asking that in just like if anyone is going for the automation testing interview in the Selenium, there is set of questions or common and the important stuff also there that which will be they are going to asking from point of view any particular playwright or any prover or Selenium or Copado robotic testing. So there is just different question setup, right, for the interview perspective, Copado robotic testing. So is there any kind of thing, theoretical part you are going to share via share drive notes and all as a Word document you are going to share?
Okay, like I've not thought about it, but definitely I can write up something, right? I can build like how the basic questions, complex question, like
Yeah.
I can think of, but I mean, at least that was not as a fundamental of this course, but I can definitely help get you a document on what all can, and from an interviewer perspective, what all they can ask. I can definitely do that. Though that is not
Exactly.
the initial plan, but if that is something that will be helpful
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you, for people, yeah, we can do that. That should be doable.
Exactly, because after updating the skill set in the Copado robotic testing, maybe if we going to means jump to Copado robotic testing related job, then definitely in interview they will ask some set of questions and all that. What apart from the practical part, also they will ask some set of things, right? So it will be helpful if you give the guidance.
Sure, makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hi, Meda. This is Venkatesh. My concern is about API testing. Whether this course will take API testing part as a theoretical, or we have some hands-on on real-time, some free APIs we have in our web or something. So since I have a requirement in my project focusing on API automation, not on web automation.
Yeah.
So how, if I take this course, it will be suits for me.
Yeah, we will have an API automation, all of the course, right? Maybe I think if I talk through the syllabus, we will have a deeper understanding of what we are going to cover, and that will eventually answer your question. So this is a program syllabus that we are talking about, and chapter 1, which I explained, testing and low code robot framework automation basic for people who are new to testing, right? Because there are people who are new to Salesforce, but there may be somebody who are completely new to testing. So this is very basic testing we will cover, and we can share some documents for them so that they can understand more about this testing. And this is what is low code, different types and robotic framework we are talking about. I can point to what are the different low codes are there. Introduction to robotic testing, which will take a major part. Okay, so this particular schedule will deal more about the fundamentals of testing, low code testing, and introduction to robotic testing, right? And then the next one, I think here is where we added for Salesforce, because I just got this requirement. Okay, I'll modify more, but we are going to cover some Salesforce basic for the people who are new. What are all the different like especially what is needed from CRT perspective, right? Well, if you for knowing CRT, if you want to know CRT, what is the basic Salesforce basic that you should know? Like objects, TOTP, how do you do a connected app and all of that, right? And here is where the chapter 3 Copado robotic testing basic starts. And we will see what is Copado robotic testing, login and account setup, what are all the different ways to logging in, understanding the home page, how the project overview, testing templates are there, quality intelligence view are there, and we will talk about an overview of what all we saw so far, right? Salesforce UI, Salesforce API, ServiceNow. Session 3 is about the projects and robot. We will talk about and how to create robot, I mean, how to create a project inside CRT, step-by-step project creation, settings and configuration, deletion, what are robots in CRT, how to add your robot to your project. Okay, and then run environment and robot, different robot types like mobile robot type, Q-Connect, and then web robot, how to manage and delete a robot, dashboard and reporting. So all of this will come under your home page and an overview, right? So this is first session 3, and then we will get deeper into a test job. What is a test job? Linking a test job to your existing version control or non-git if you want to add, how can you do it? Q editor. What is Q editor? Flow mode, script mode, all of this we saw back in our presentation. When to use flow mode, when to use script mode, variable and execution parameters, very important in terms of running with tags. How do you control your run? Parameterizing test data, when you want to pass a CSV, when you want to run your test case with a different set of data, how do you do that? Right, and creating your first job. After that, we will be creating our first job and we'll be able to verify. The next session is about test job dashboards and AI insight. And this is where we are talking about AI test agent. Very important, very useful feature. It's a wonderful feature in Copado robotic testing, AI powered analysis, how to use it. Right, and then notif scheduler, how if you are working in a team, if you want to schedule your automation run daily morning, how do you do it? How do you bring in the results to email and Teams or Slack? All of this we will see, and definitely hands-on at the end, right, where you are writing and executing. The chapter 3 is about intermediate part of it, where importance of cloud testing environment, create and execute test cases. When you start writing test cases in detail, you say now you have gone to and home, you learned about robotic testing, you learned about CRT homepage, you learned about projects, robots, and agent, all of that stuff. Now we will start writing test cases here. In this, how to use Salesforce UI accelerator and do a fast Salesforce testing and lab, right? And this is where Q editor and keywords, very important because the whole session is dedicated to this because of the importance of this keywords, understanding how many keywords are there, how to use, how to search when you want to write something, how do you search, what are all the especially the IDE where you are working is called Q editor, and you will know how to debug, how to write it, CRT scripting syntax, right? And yeah, all of this we will cover in here. This is part 2, right? So one full session, like 2 sessions are dedicated for this, because once you get a full understanding of this, then you can do your automation like a pro, right? Where you can start writing each of this. And this is where each of the keywords, we will deep dive into each of the keywords, understand each thing, how to pull it, how to use it. See common keywords, weight keywords. So we'll do all of that. And then session 9, data driven and test run configuration. How to, this what, as I said, bringing in different data files, multiple data set, browser environment configuration, when to run what on the CI/CD perspective, dashboard and metrics, how to run a result, how to run your test cases, how to read a report, how to read your like how do you present your test job, and if there is a failure, how do you rerun it? All of this is going to get covered here. And yeah, there is a capstone project. Assignments would be given, and we can also definitely check on the review and assessment dedicated for a session. And this advanced is more with respect to libraries in depth, common parameters, if you are in a project, if you are going to a project, how should your framework look? How should your test file should look? What are all the common best practices that we will do? Last session is all about your custom keywords, set config, Q connect is again one another like an on-premise testing, right? All of this is in cloud. We will also see about what is Q Connect. Mainly, this will be when you want to test your native desktop applications. So this would be the setting that you need to use, and you need a special, again, a license, a special thing to do it, a cost to do it. But we will at least try to cover, explain the purpose, have an understanding of how much we can. How much we can try to do this, right? So this is the last part, and last one is all about your AI platform, right? So this is the part that I wanted to take one extra thing. Understanding the AI platform, understanding all the agents, and finally it will be a certification path guidance will be there. Yeah, and we can definitely share, as we discussed, what all the needs of individuals can get addressed here. Any questions or any thoughts?
So it looks like API parts, it's not covered, right? Like here, when I see the syllabus.
It'll be included as a part of your projects, right? So whatever is a end-to-end project, here we have given a lot of lab exercises, right? So those lab exercises will cover as an end-to-end API. Okay, that particular exercises will be together covering all of that.
So are you creating any regression framework after the giving the teachings on the Copado robotic testing? After that, is there any flow you are giving as a regression? So just like in the Salesforce point of view, lead creation, account creation, contact creation, and the opportunity creation, just like that as part of Sales Cloud, or any case creation in the Service Cloud part. Are you creating any framework or anything in the as a part of regression? Basically, if we want to, after learning the course, if we want to go to create the regression, majorly automation is work on the automation suite creation. I mean, it's regression suite creation. So are you going to teach that thing as a part of this curriculum?
Yeah, I can teach you how to write regression test cases, right? And we can build a project. It will be more of an exercises lab or take-home exercises that we can share. And you can build a regression job, okay? And you can tag that as a regression, and we can run that. So
Okay,
it'll
in
be
project related part means in which session you are covering this one, this
it'll be
regression part?
it'll be part of your lab exercises. See, each of the topics, the like idea behind this is whatever we are covering in a day, we are going to have a lab at an end of that, right? So we'll be implementing, and we'll be giving some more exercises, add-on exercises. If you want to take that home, write it, set, give it back. So it would be at the end of the each session, we would be doing that. So like what the previous person has asked, that API. So we will be covering as a part of your, how do you write your API test if you are covering, because all of this is going to cover your each of the module. And same way your regression will also get added here. Hands-on.
Okay.
Mehta, I got a question. Like so far, I found only Salesforce and Copado based job only. So did you get a chance to look come across any web based Copado or any other CRM based Copado rather than Salesforce?
So SAP is something that is inbuilt commonly that can be used. And apart from Salesforce, I mean, there is one thing that where everybody should understand is apart from Copado, apart from Salesforce and SAP and all of this, CRT can be used to test your general web-based application. It is just providing
but
extra features, right? So, but mostly what I have seen is I have worked in Salesforce, I have worked in SAP, I have worked in and using Copado, I have automated a web-based application which is not from Salesforce background, which is not a Salesforce application, which is not a SAP application, right? So anything you can automate using this.
I
So
completely agree with you. It has the capability, but I found like that all the LinkedIn and Naukri, all these ads are asking only Salesforce and Copado. So my question is like did you see any other things like that job applications than other than Salesforce for Copado?
at least from 100 jobs, I've seen 80 asking for Salesforce. Okay, mostly. So I would say like most most of the percentage would be together with Salesforce, but irrespective of that, Copado can automate any of the platforms. So Salesforce is like an like what do you say? It's like an add-on, right? It's like okay, you know Salesforce, you want to learn Copado, you know Copado, you want to learn. So if you learn both, that is like no, that is like a bonus kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I know Salesforce well because I already worked with Salesforce India. So, so that's the reason I just want to deep dive into Copado and not on that basic or intermediate user. So I would like to focus on kind of very advanced level because I know other parts of that application. So that's my ask.
Okay, got it.
And Metha, you are going to focusing on the Salesforce part, right? Means when we are going for the automation, you are going giving showing us the hands-on on. So basic platform will be the application will be the Salesforce, right?
Correct. Basic
Oh,
application, the platform will be Salesforce.
that's important because I want to know because in Salesforce automation today are very limited in automation. So that's why I asked you.
Going to focus on Salesforce. And yeah, so just to touch on the prerequisite and the logistics, basic understanding of Salesforce testing concepts is preferred. Familiarity with web applications, right? Anything like a normal website. No coding experience needed because it's a low code platform. And yeah, laptop with stable internet connection. Chrome or Firefox latest version. Copado Robotics trial or license guidance, as we discussed. I think we did touch upon this. Guidance will be provided by Isha and by me. Logistics, yeah, platform teams, Saturday and Sunday evenings, duration 8 weeks, around, sorry, there is a mistake here, 8 into 2, 16, sorry, 8 into 4, 32 sessions around in total. And sorry, 8 weeks, which is one session.
It's 16 sessions.
16, sorry, yeah, 16 sessions in total. Session recordings provided for revision, email for ongoing support, and yeah, as somebody was asking if there is any other support needed, definitely as per Isha will be I'm happy to support because this is my first time session, but I'm happy to take what they are doing for other session. If there is any other support, offline support, we can accommodate timing and we can do that. And it depends on, again, Isha gives you a certification of completion. Yeah, so 16:30 plus live. This is the thing, right? Training summary of what all we discussed. So key takeaways from this session, what I'd like to cover, it's an AI powered and test automation is growing rapidly. CRT professionals have definitely a lot of roles in the industry. I think like irrespective of all that, I think hope you guys got a history of Copado and how CRT works. Quentinel, if anybody asks you, I think you can go and talk about Quentinel to your friends and to your circle. Definitely, that's a very good information, new information. Supports different 9+ types of testing, and we'll see about robot framework, low-code automation, Salesforce basics tomorrow. And yeah, there is something apart from this I'd like to just touch upon few things, right? So sometimes I see in my experience, people are not happy with that they are in testing, right? But be happy, be proud that you are a tester. because testing is a backbone of every quality product, and automation is always the future, right? Agree or not, it makes our work easier, faster, and more impactful. And investing in the right guidance is the smartest move that you can make. And this course is that guidance, right? And your CRT journey definitely starts here, and I'll help do my best to support. If you're new to automation, you don't have coding knowledge, it's okay, relax, because everybody has been in that place once upon a time, and you are in the right place. CRT is designed to make the automation easy, approachable, and achievable for everyone. I'm talking based on my own personal experience, even if you have never written a single line of code in your life, right? But yeah, just bring your time and focus. We'll do the rest. And probably I'd like to talk how CRT changed my career, right? Because it's always this product is very close to my heart, and knowing CRT is the best pace in my career has helped me automate a lot of testing, freeing me to focus from real bugs in an application. It wasn't as tough as I thought initially, and I was surprised to see how much automation I did when I learned CRT initially. And I've introduced CRT to many of my team members across different organizations, and I'm happy to see them grow and achieve, right? And it has really boosted my personal brand. And today I'm known as Copado champion, right? You do have a lot of community Copado things happening. You will see a lot. So definitely CRT is the best. And as I said, there is no experience needed. Start it's a very beginner friendly by design, right? And career growth is definitely you will be known as an automation tester or expert in your organization. And yeah, personal brand is definitely when you get attached to a product, when you keep doing that again and again, it's going to give you a personal brand. And yeah, path. Yeah. Thank you for joining. I think it has gone beyond the time. And one last thing from my side would be like AI and automation is not about replacing testers, but it is empowering us.
When the
Meta,
class will
just
be
I
going
wanted
to
to
be
tell you one
started?
thing. I just want, because I gave her one situational thing, in this class, lot of people are there, but the previous classes, whichever I took, it was 4 or 5 people like that. And so when we had doubt, it was easy to reach, for a few minutes like that. But here I think you have to have here the scenario is different, right? I don't know your timing, and a lot of people are there, so you cannot spend individual time like that. So for clarification or doubt thing, you can plan accordingly, but a personal time, if everyone starts to ping you, it will be a trouble for you. I just was thinking about that because in the previous class it was very few people, and it was a lot of people were expertise. I was the new one for everything, so that is the reason it was different. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you're not being disturbed or anything like that, with because it's a huge class here. Yeah.
Sure,
Thank
definitely
you.
we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
So regarding the classes, so when these classes will be going to be started basically, or what is the process? Because today is the demo classes you have provided.
I think Isha can definitely answer that. We can take it to them, and we are planning to like probably I think yeah they would be the best person to answer from them. But yeah,
Okay, okay.
classes will be there as per schedule. The classes will continue, and they can definitely help you give this information.
So this no, just my question is when they are going to planning this enrollment plan means
I
courses.
think okay. What I have heard from them is who are here can add more details. But if you want to just enroll, you can get in touch with Kumar, Lavanya,
Yeah.
and the 3 names that they gave.
I can just give an idea on this one, Amita. So this 2 hour sessions. Now she showed, right, like Meta showed the demo, right? So whoever likes, so this is the only free session. So from tomorrow, you guys cannot be, none of us cannot come without paying. So if you guys like this session, like in order to come tomorrow with using the same team ID, you won't be given access until you are paid up for that. So now after this, we have in the WhatsApp group, we have the number, right? So in that number, there is payment detail, everything, and there is a point of contact person as well for every subject, right? This is a Salesforce thing. So in that, the number will be there. You can contact and you can pay that amount, whatever it is, and then they will say next from tomorrow onwards, people who are paid will be able to access these teams. Not like all the people, all the team members who came for demo, they cannot access. And also the
So
material,
course is,
whatever Meta is going to share, people who are paid, only they will get it from like once the payment is done.
so
And
course will be
WhatsApp
going to
group will
start
be
from
given
tomorrow.
separately.
So course will be going to start from tomorrow.
Yeah, this is just a demo session for us to have an idea whether you like to enroll or not, pay money or not, like that. And then exact class and everything will start from tomorrow.
Okay.
Is the
Okay.
timings will be same?
Yeah,
Yeah.
timings are going to be same. It's weekend 4:30 to 6:30 Indian time.
Okay,
Okay.
because I see that in meeting they have mentioned it as 7:30 p.m. IST.
No, I think they've revised it. It's going to be 4:30. There was some miscommunication there. 4:30 to 6:30 would be the timing.
Okay.
And you guys will get the videos, whatever today, whatever she's sharing, right? Whatever this class. Tonight, the team will be sending us video, but weekends they don't work. So Monday, you know, for their time morning, they will come and then they will upload this video. So we get to see it. I don't know. Yeah, maximum we will get on the, so now she did, right? So night they will be sending us like that. My time is different, so they will be sending at least like whenever the India time working time, they will be sending. Saturday, Sundays they don't work, but yeah, that is one of.
So you seem to be knowing a lot. Thanks, Kudai, for filling that up. I'm new to this. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I understood. I know a few. I did not know, but when I few questions when I asked, then I really I understood. That's why I just wanted to make sure that you know, I felt bad that okay, uh, so I don't want like everyone to get bombarded with this because scenario everything was different in other. This is totally new kind of thing.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anyone has any other question? If not, we can take one last question and we can wrap this up.
So will you be helping us regarding the openings if you come across anything? Meta?
Yes, from my network, if anything comes,
Yeah.
I'm definitely happy to share because that's out of goodwill. I can definitely share. Yeah.
Because you mentioned that it's you were working on this from so long, right? So
Yes, if I,
you'll be
yeah,
having
I'm
the
not,
good network in this.
I'm not in like Indian job market, but I can definitely, if I come across anything, I can definitely share. That should be okay.
Okay. Even we are good with remote jobs as well. If you're okay, yeah, if you can recommend that.
Sure.
And
Okay, yeah.
we have a class every Saturday and Sunday, right?
Every Saturday and Sunday, yes. Every weekends it would be on 4:30 to 6:30 p.m.
And Veda, one last question. You'll be the person, right, who is going to teach us, or after joining, will there be any other person?
No,
Just
I'll
wanted to
be the
check.
person. No, that's a good
Okay.
question. I'll be the person, to my knowledge, I'll be the one who would be taking the class.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, I know it happens. That's a very valid question.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. Then thank you so much. I think it is. Then you guys have a good evening and yeah, see you soon. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. It was
Thank
nice
you.
talking to you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Your class was really good. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks for the session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
team. Bye bye.